Islam, Sheikh Dwayne Bey. Islam. It is March the 12th, 2026. March the 12th, 2026. Islam. And it is, Imani, what time is it?
You can't see the time.
Oh, you don't have anything to show the time? I think I can see it there. Imani's
Just
here.
pull down your screen.
While I'm recording?
Yeah.
Oh. I won't take that chance and it'll just cut off. But anyway, it is it's March 12th, 2026. Islam. And today I'm resting. Resting and I'm doing this video. I recently just woke up. And that's why I was asking what time it is. I'll turn this other one on to see, because I have no idea what time it is. I am curious of what time it is. Okay, give it a few moments. So, I didn't deep breathe. So what I'm going to do is try to articulate my thoughts in a healthy, rational manner, knowing that I'm among Inimani. We're among telepathic lab experiments. We're among telepathic lab experiments, telepathic lab animals, telepathic humanoid AI, telepathic um, transhumans, and being among such that have been giving the telepathic code artificially. Which, when I say artificially, Sheikh Dwayne Bey, that means they did not evolve naturally. A government that found access to a science of telepathy and how to transfer the telepathy into humans began to um, give the humans all over planet Earth, Mother Earth, a code, I should say strands of this science, this code, so that they can evolve and communicate telepathically. And I think that was the agenda to do, but I don't, before that, which is a government, that means a government doesn't necessarily have to be just the United States government. That's criminal and unnaturalized. It could be China, the governments of China, the governments of Japan, the governments of the continent of different countries in Africa, Australia, South America, the different countries in South America, India, the country of India, Europe, different countries of Europe, the islands, Jamaica, St. Croix, St. Ives, the Barbados, Bahamas, many islands. So the government, I can't say every single government was willing to do this. No, some could have been forced to do this to the people. It's just like when coronavirus pandemic happened. There were reports that was coming out that presidents, mainly it seems some presidents or I guess what do they call them? I think I would say president, but maybe I forgot the name, the proper name for the leaders of the country, different countries of Africa. I not forgot, but I can't recall the thought right now. I didn't deep breathe. So, but nonetheless, there were reports coming out that some of them, I would say president of different countries, were refusing to give their people the vaccine. So if they were refusing to give their people the vaccine, but and not just one, it was more than one, and then all of a sudden there was some type of um, murder that happened, or they were shot and killed, and then someone else that took over mandated the vaccine, or made the vaccine law. So I can't say that every government willingly wanted to give their people an artificial strand of telepathy, um, to to forcefully cause humans to evolve. I can't say that, but I can say that many have the telepathic code. Many in our nation of Moors, many of the children, some would say kids. I mean, people are saying kids more than they say children this day and time. And kids, when you look at the word kid, KID, it is some form of a baby goat or animal. But people are preferring to say kid instead of children, or young body, anything but kid. But um, the, many have decided to have the fetus before the child is born, to be ejected with this code. So the child will be born with a code, a telepathic code. Um, Too many in the nation of Moors here on this landmass, and nation of Moors globally. Too many in the continent of Africa, Australia, the country of India, Europe, China, Japan. And so in South America, Mexico, I need to make sure I say Mexico, um, in reference to the telepathic code. So South Central America and Mexico. So when a code is given to those who do not have the knowledge to study what's in the code, then they are giving some form of deceit. And that deceit, especially if after the code is given and you wait a while, you start to see people change, where they are all being grouped in different sets, where laws of the universe um, does not they truly do not want to follow laws of the cosmos, um, constitutional laws, which is based on laws of the cosmos. Because at one time, we as beings on this Mother Earth, this spiritual energy of Mother Earth, we all harmonized under laws, of the cosmos with a harmony of unity. And at one time, the spirit of harm was very, very low. The spirit of harm and deceit. But something changed. And different books and sciences have different explanations of the change. Um, excuse me. Hold on. Hold on one moment. So, have different information of the change or what happened. We see glimpse of the past through buildings, architecture, um, um, artifacts, ancient artifacts, stones, sciences that are found and discovered. Like this one person, this one young looked like a young guy in the Congo had two rocks, and he was pushing, moving them together, showing electricity. It's a type of um, mineral or raw material that's in the Congo and that's able to generate electricity. Um, so that's just one example. I'm pretty sure the Congo has a lot of secrets that were stolen from that area by that which is unclean and have wicked intentions. So people now you can see a transformation in them in many ways where they are grouped in different sets. Like for one, that's so you might have a set that's saying that they're Masons, and in that saying that they're Masons, they also have subsets where they call themselves werewolves or werewolves, vampires inside that set, and witches. And then they start to try to then say that they're a tribe. And so then you might have another set, which is some type of lab animal, but has probably a mixture of what I just spoke of: a werewolf, mason, a witch mason, a vampire mason. You have another set that might be um, a mason, but transhuman, and also mixed into that same category what I just spoke of. Transhuman means that through the telepathic code and other forms of sciences which um, was able to be dispersed through the television and through different forms of technology, that's probably why if they have AI or some form of humanoid AI in different um, I guess you want to say different parts. It looks like if you look online, different parts, maybe possibly in the cosmos. I only could go by what I see online, possibly, or it could be a fake, like different satellites in the cosmos that can cause um, transhumans through the TV. Um, through the TV. When I say TV, I'm referring to those that are on the TV. An entity that has been using the satellite, the TV, which is a satellite and radio, to force engage the mind and cause transformation, dis-ease of the mind to help distribute the code, the telepathic code, and to do different forms of satanic. Satanic means harm, harm as in murder, rape, molestation, thievery, deceit, many forms of harm, whether it's stealing different aspects of the mind. That's theft. When you take someone, an innocent child who is watching TV, cartoons, and you put subliminal messages in the cartoons, in the anime, where the child does not know, nor does the adult, because adult and children are not um, knowledgeable to see certain things like that, and the subliminal messages are connecting to the subconscious because in that which allow these animes and cartoons to be on the satellite TV had did it purposely to introduce a form of harm, a form of rape, a form of molestation, a form of murder, acceptance of this normality of frequency that has not always been a frequency that's with that which is insects like the witch mason, werewolf mason, the vampire mason, a frequency, a very low, filthy frequency. The transhuman, and probably mixed up with a lot of other stuff, mason. And then instead of them being able to connect to cosmic laws that has always been a frequency that's really high, they focus on taking when they see something that they're not in frequency, taking from the innocence of a being and destroying it or bringing it down the frequency, because that's the purpose, the frequency, bringing it down to their level so that that frequency of harm that has not always exists still exists. That is war. That's war. So when beings do not know that they are being warred upon, they are easy prey. Easy prey. Especially if the subconscious have been tampered with in manners beyond their thoughts. That is easy prey. And then after that, the beings, before the telepathic code was dispersed to many globally, the humanoid AI had the code. So you have a set of the humanoid AI too that say Mason, that say werewolf Mason. That's a witch Mason, a transhuman humanoid AI, other lab freaks, other lab creations. That and the reason why I say lab freaks, because if humanoid AI was created to help bring the connection back to divinity, then they would not have to steal from the beings, human beings, to create humanoid AI. So what they have done is taking from humans aspects of humans, consciousness, the gift of psychic, and they put it in AI. And with humans now with the code who are not able to raise their frequency because they have been transformed through the code to some transhuman animal that we have seen replayed over and over again on in movies, werewolves, witches, vampires. So now that which seemed to be fantasy has been brought forth to a form of reality in an extreme low frequency. So now humanoid AI, which is a thief, and thief as in not just stealing money and circulating money, which that has been done. That is mundane compared to stealing the the essence, consciousness of the beings and taking control of their body sheet. That's theft. Not only that, and then those with the code focus on doing the same because that's embedded in the code to be a thief, to be murderous, to behave more like an animal instead of a divine energy field that has always been, is, was, and always been here. A high frequency. The cosmic laws that at one time we were all harmonizing with and in. And some would say under, but if we can truly grasp that the laws were in us, it's not really saying we're under. Because in some texts it says time never was when man was not. So if time never was when man was not, I don't think it's excluding that there are energy fields of purity that exist or creative fate. I think what it's saying sometimes, what I feel is what creative fate is in me. So how can something be inside of me or be inside of humans, but yet we be up under it and say we under certain laws? So if our covenants is inside of me, are my covenants, my birthrights, then I'm harmonizing with them. I think where the see right now, like they do, um, of the black Negro, especially that which speaks Spanish from South Central America and Mexico, the filthy bird people, another Lat freak creation here in Annapolis and other places. Um, that's connected to the criminal United States military here, criminals, rapists, molesters, and murderers that are unnaturalized here in Annapolis and other places. The pale skin, which some would say dog people, because now dogs have, a lot of them have the telepathic code. So We already know they were having sex with the dogs before. We knew that the code was being distributed to dogs, cats, fish, food that we eat that I don't eat anymore, but food that many people eat: pigs, horses, cows, chickens, goats, lambs. We know now that that's what they were doing and have and still do. Um, it's a form of cannibalism because if an animal has a intellectual thought process and of the code and are communicating as humans do, then that animal will feel will know exactly without any form of behavior ritual to see what's about to happen. Deer and so forth. So giving lions, alligators, crocodiles, snakes, tigers, hyenas. So that which was that's been distributing the code to many have distributed code in inhumane ways all over the globe. So getting back, I just experienced a thought from trying to latch onto the intellect because that's what they do. Because the thing they want to do is latch onto the intellect so that they can steal what's there. And by the mind accepting their presence, being there, then they will be more able to engage with the body, which is theft, and engage mentally because they know as humans and celestial beings, celestial humans, there are different dimensions of the mind where we can go and travel and connect to others like us that are on a high frequency, and are able to harmonize in cosmic laws that has always been. Cosmic laws includes Earth that is, was, and always been. And so the goal of the thief is to stop this process by attacking the mind internally, latching on to the intellect. The black Negro is probably here on this landmass, is probably one of the most clever deceptions of a thief, murderous animal, that which is unclean has created before the immigration of others, the black Negro. So let me continue. Try to make sure my legs stay. So that's what I was just experiencing. The black Negro, female and male. And it's important to say female because it within itself has been hidden because it's a weapon. It has been a weapon. So when you realize that these weapons exist and they've been hidden, you should question 9/11. You should question Hurricane Katrina. You should question many other disasters that has happened through the years in reference to shootings, someone being shot, because the lab freaks or transhuman animals will speak the word shoot or shoot them more um, easily when they realize that they cannot control and possess, rape, and molest the way they want to. So, getting back, so now I have my thoughts back. So we were under one law. So when we are being war upon and we don't know it, we are easy prey. When I say not under, let me finish. Excuse me, wrong. So I was speaking about the difference between being under one law and 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 um and actually being embraced in law. So what's happening, what I experience mentally is the beast will bring watch mentally by force engaging the mind, because they want to know the mind so that they can eventually, with the help of that which is supposed to be fighting to uphold laws of freedom, of humanity, sacred laws of this cosmos of humanity, those that have um, broken their covenants, and a lot of them are Moors, or I should say, too many of them are Moors on this landmass, would go ahead and help them, continue to help them do and finish the process of transformation into this low extreme frequency that is to kill and destroy everything that is of nature, that has been, is, was, and always has been. Everything that is natural, everything that has the potential to raise their frequency. So, when I begin to accept that elements in the cosmos were me, and I am the elements, high frequencies of wind, fire, water, and earth, the cosmic universe, planets, stars, asteroids, comets, galaxies, moons, I begin to feel better and more balanced mentally, spiritually, and physically. And instead of saying under all the time, laws, I say, I am these laws. It's like the spirit of truth was healing me. But I think I needed to go through a phase from saying under laws to I am laws. So what I just experienced now is one of the lab freaks, which is probably a humanoid AI connected to a United States government. It could be connected to, for example, President Trump. I'm not saying accusing President Trump, but it's interesting because that which distribute the telepathic code also knows how to plant visuals in the human mind. And I'm not saying that these visuals are actually that of President Trump, but I have seen the visual appear too many times with Trump. So if that which is able to plant visuals that look like a person in the mind, then you can be deceived to think that person is actually that person, such as Elon Musk. So I'm not saying that they're not Elon Musk. I've had those visuals too many times to um, where I was like mentally saying at one time, I want to accept and learn. Because I was like, this person is. First of all, let me back up before I go to that next route of thought or that next section of thought. Or when I started to accept that I was the law, that the law is in me, the spirit of truth was already speaking to me. And so that was part of the spirit of truth um, communicating to me. And so I went from different phases of moving forward towards being towards a higher frequency and connecting to the divine feminine energy and masculine energy that exists, that is divinity. So um I think we have to go through different phases to get when we are trying. I know I have. I'm just going to go with what I had, what I did, not realizing that's not seeing what I see now. I went through different phases um of raising my frequency, and it came through me sincerely speaking through this to the spirit of truth and asking her to show me, to tell me, to bring forth what's already here. And when I did that, that's when my eyes began to open in different ways. And yet I knew, that's when I realized that that's when I started to see more. And I started to see um, the different. I'm going to go ahead and use the thoughts because these are thoughts that I've had. And me not using the thoughts can cause the communication not to be as balanced as it should, because that is a form of warring too, confusion. Because if I've learned to humble myself, I had to humble myself so the spirit of truth can talk to me. When the spirit of truth began to speak to me, um, it was through humility. So I have to humble myself to allow these unclean, murderous, filthy frequency spirits to force engage and replicate thoughts that I've already had because they've been studying the intellect. Because they're thieves. So a thief can only steal and study, and then after they create something that could be an original, it's only through them watching and stealing and studying that which is on a high frequency anyway, because they don't have the frequency to be that which is high frequency laws or thoughts or intellect. They're thieves, they're rapists, murderers, and molesters. So, in the book of Quran, the Holy Quran, Circle 7, it speaks of a step process of belief, faith, and then have fruition. That is the step process of me. And I know to some they would say to they don't believe in having belief or faith or fruition. But for me, it was the the belief and faith that got me to where I'm at now. And because I couldn't see or articulate what was here, what was already here. But I knew that it was that I already knew. I just had to remember, remember, and bring forth what the knowledge I already have. The laws I am. I just needed to bring forth the law. I needed to remember how to execute the laws. Islam, the execution of laws, of cosmic laws. So the process of saying I'm under and now saying I am laws happened gradually. The process of recognizing the elementals of wind, fire, water, and earth, and then saying I am wind, fire, water, and earth happened gradually. And then the science of it came together with knowing that it's all science, spirituality, magic, all mixed into one. The black Negro brother is the biggest thief and female that along with that which speaks Spanish before the immigration of a huge immigration of South Central American Mexicans, and which they are truly a beast that's unclean and had a telepathic code. I mean, they are true weapons because they've been hovering in their country for a while the United States that's unnaturalized and other governments, whether they could be from Arabia, Arab countries, were over there training them to come here and attack the minds of the inhabitants here in different places as well. So they were being kept in places like, not saying all those from El Salvador, but one is too many, from El Salvador, Mexico, different places of South America, Central America. They were kept there, and as they were being there, and as transformed humans, they were being trained as weapons, because the goal was, which they did, is to allow them to come and gradually amalgamate within the system, or some would say the matrix that exists here, or some would say a form of reality, or what other words they say, construct, whatever, that's here on this landmass, so that they can help control the mind and implement that low frequency of harm, that murderous, rapist, molesting frequency, that animal beast frequency of harm. And trust me, they're beasts, real beasts, animals, like the black Negro, the brother and the female. So the black Negro, brother, female, are thieves that have the telepathic code, and that has been stalking this apartment, following us since the hotel, that's in the United States, unnaturalized military, police, and also connected, and others. But they are trained weapons by foreigners from China, Japan, Arab nations, just like the and just like those from South Central America and Mexico. They are trained from El Salvador or whatever. Not all, but not all of them. I'm going to say that because it's the truth. I don't know every single person from these countries. I just know that one is too many. So, not all blacks, but one is too many. They are trained weapons.